I'm Jamie Lima with Moonshine Harley-Davidson, Moonshine Horsepower. And this is the CVO to Monster series, where we're taking a 2024 CVO Road Glide ST, and we're gonna show you what it does stock with the 121 cubic inch engine Harley has in this from the factory. And then we'll be sticking in more performance parts and pieces. The first step is to see what this guy does on the dyno stock and at the racetrack. Then we'll be taking out the 121 and installing the Harley-Davidson 135 cubic inch Screaming Eagle Stage 4 crate engine. We'll dyno tune it, we'll take it to the track and show you the results on that guy. Then, later in the series, we're gonna take it out of warranty compliancy, out of Harley-Davidson's factory crate engine, and we'll start to put some really cool aftermarket parts in it to show you what this can become and how we turn this stock 135 Stage 4 into a bigger stage with even more horsepower. And that's why this is the CVO to Monster series. Episode 1 in this series is the bone stock CVO Road Glide ST. So we're about to roll this bad boy in the dyno. We'll show you what she does in there for torque and horsepower. Then we'll be headed to our local track to show you how that correlates to real time at the drag strip and ET, your mile an hour. The stock 121 cubic inch center cooled engine made a max torque of 135 at 4,000 RPMs, and the max horsepower was 116 at 4,900 RPMs. If you look at this graph, you're gonna see a lot of times at 5,000, that's when Harley is gonna hit their wall and the throttle blade's gonna kind of rev you back some. It's a safety protocol where you can't hurt the engine. That's what's going on. The bike's kind of shutting off at the rev limiter. Out of the hole in these stock bikes, you can see the bike really takes off around about 2,800 RPMs and really gets moving around 3,300. And that's on your torque curve, which is the higher curve in this chart. This is the bike, how it comes out of the box with all the parts right from Harley-Davidson. Now, pretty impressive for a stock bike to make close to 120 horsepower. Operation number 1 being the track. If you look, I have a ton of room between the shifter and my foot. So I'd have to put my foot all the way up to shift it. When I'm racing, I want the shifter as low to my foot as possible so I can just grab it and have quicker shifts. So first thing I'm gonna do is adjust this guy. Whoa, now we're talking. Bam, bam. All right, I like it. We'll take the bike, we'll warm her up, get the engine oil hot, get the transmission oil hot, primary, get a little temperature in it, let the bike sit, and then we're ready to line up. This is special non-residue tape we use for race cars for qualifying so we can take numbers on and off easily. Duct tape that doesn't leave the sticky stuff all over. We gotta go turn our tech card in before we're legal. So today when we run this Road Glide ST CVO, there's a couple things we're gonna do. First, we're gonna make sure she's in Track Plus mode. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna turn the traction control off. That's gonna allow us to do a burnout and leave under full power and not be limited. Something we need to think about today, and the thing that's really cool about this bike is we are now back on a cable clutch. So leaving the line, leaving with 2 or 3 fingers, depending on how the clutch feels for my throw. But today we're gonna go through all the gears on the track, brand new bike, as fast as we can go, and we're not gonna use the clutch for 2nd gear, 3rd gear, or if we click into 4th gear. What we are gonna be doing so we shift properly is we're gonna be on the full throttle. We're gonna lift the throttle so the transmission goes from driving this way, it frees up so it can shift. We get back in the throttle, they hit again. So the dogs are what we need to free up and that's gonna happen with the throttle right here. So full throttle in first, we get to the shift point in first gear, it's a lift, click the next gear, back full throttle. No clutch for that operation. Going to third gear, the same thing. We're gonna crack the throttle, we're gonna shift, we're gonna get right back in the throttle with no clutch. The hardest part of this is not being a chicken arm out here when you're doing it. Try to use just your wrist. So when we're grabbing the throttle at the start line, we want to over-rotate the hand here. So when we're launching at maybe 2,400, 2,300 RPMs right here. Let go of the clutch and then applying power, you're straight. If I just grab it here to apply full power, look, my hand has to be down. Look at this angle from this side, Randy. My wrist would be down and I'd be riding like this. So when I'm gonna grab the throttle, I'm gonna over-rotate at the starting line, bring my hand here for about 2,000, a little over 2,000 RPMs, then full throttle, look where she's at. Nice and comfortable, so when I lift, there's my lift. A couple of things to think about if you're gonna be tracking a bike. I'm excited. These things run good out of the box. Stock 121 cubic inch, CVO setup, non-VVT. It has their performance cam in it right out of the box, so should be a cool ride. All right, we just finished up the day here at the track. We got 4 passes on the bone stock 2024 Road Glide ST CVO. And our best pass today was 8.064 in the 8th at 90.9 miles an hour. So pretty good run. I think if we did a little bit more, had a little bit more time at the track today, we probably could have got a 790 in the 8th. Brand new bike off the showroom floor. We didn't have a full tank of gas in here, or at least a third of a tank of gas. So I think on some of the later runs when we had better times, in first gear it was stuttering when I was going to shift. So I think it's a 790 bone stock bike, just over 90 miles an hour. But we'll dial her in for round 2 when we come back with a 135 cubic inch Harley-Davidson crate engine, which will be round 2. Round 3, we'll let you know that later.